There's something in the air on Tyneside, and it's not just the typical pre-season buzz or the anticipation for the next friendly. It's a strange, almost uneasy feeling hanging over St. James' Park like a quiet cloud. Those who follow Newcastle closely will recognize this kind of atmosphere. It's not the noise of the tabloids or the excitement of a breaking signing. It's that tense silence that comes when something big is brewing behind the scenes. Something that hasn't fully surfaced yet but is already stirring unease among fans, journalists and even the coaching staff. The absence of a certain player from Newcastle's recent matches, combined with a growing wave of rumours from across the globe, especially Saudi Arabia and England, has only intensified suspicions. It's not unusual for players to be rested during this stage of the season, but the explanation given in this specific case raised more questions than answers. What seemed like just another transfer rumour has taken on a much more serious tone, and possibly a decisive one for the future of the squad. If you're watching this now, pay close attention. If this saga drags on, Newcastle could find itself at a sporting and financial crossroads. So take this moment to hit that subscribe button. Here you'll get exclusive updates from behind the scenes at Newcastle United news, breakdowns, and insights made for true fans. And if you're enjoying the video so far, your support really helps the channel grow and bring even better content. Leave a like and turn on the notifications. What's coming next is even more surprising. The truth is, over the past few days, Alexander Isak's name has dominated not only the headlines of the British press but also international media. Between one pre-season friendly and the next, the Swede's name kept appearing, not because of goals or performances, but because of his absence. A striker who should have been a key figure on the pitch became the center of attention for another reason. That's when everything changed. Suddenly, interest from one of the Premier League giants reignited a spark Newcastle fans had hoped was long gone. Now for the big reveal. Liverpool have formally approached Newcastle United to discuss the potential signing of Alexander Isak. According to Saudi outlet Al Arabiya, the Anfield club signaled a bid close to £120 million, a fee that would break the UK transfer record. However, Newcastle were clear, Isak is not for sale. Still, the very fact the club received such an approach turned all eyes to the Swede's future, and Eddie Howe himself confirmed that Isak's absence in the match against Celtic was a protective move amid the swirling speculation. Howe's statements played a key role in calming at least temporarily the fan base. The manager explained that he made the decision to send Isak home to spare him the stress of the rumours. The last thing he wanted was to sit in the stands watching. It wasn't fair on him, Howe said. The manager also expressed confidence that Isak would stay, stating that the player is happy at the club, enjoys the environment and the team, and is expected to remain at St. James' Park once the transfer window closes. However, even with that positive stance, things took a new twist after an interview given by Isak's agent to Saudi newspaper Area. Gonzalo Gaitan, the player's representative, said they are carefully assessing all options regarding Isak's future. We are indeed studying and analyzing all the options, and we may be close to finalizing the next step for the player, said Gaitan, without confirming whether that next step would be a move away from Newcastle or a continuation in Tyneside. His vague statement raised eyebrows again, particularly as Liverpool aren't the only club interested. Saudi teams are monitoring him closely too, and that's where the situation becomes even more delicate. Unlike other markets, Saudi clubs operate with virtually unlimited financial resources, and they're willing to spend big to bring in major stars. Although Isak has turned down offers from that region in the past, this transfer window has been full of surprises. While the striker has previously stated he feels comfortable at Newcastle and wants to compete at the highest level in Europe, the possibility of an out-of-ordinary offer, both in terms of money and project, cannot be ruled out. If you've made it this far in the video, you already know this story is far from over. And that's exactly why your support is so important for keeping this channel going, delivering up-to-date, exclusive and reliable content. If you haven't subscribed yet, now's the time. Hit that red button and make sure you never miss an update on Newcastle United. And let us know in the comments, should the club hold on to Isak no matter what, or consider selling and reinvesting in other key areas? Another key detail in this story: despite Newcastle's initial rejection, Liverpool may not be backing down entirely. Sources close to the club suggest Isak is still a topic of discussion internally, especially for Arne Slot, who reportedly sees the Swede as a potential replacement for any major outgoing forward. That said, the Reds have also stepped up their interest in Hugo Ukatic from Eintracht Frankfurt, who's valued at around £70 million. That could indicate a shift in focus if talks with Newcastle remain at a standstill. Meanwhile, at St. James' Park, the tone remains calm. The board understands the market is heated and that inquiries like this are bound to happen, especially when you have a player as valuable as Isak in your squad. However, sources within the club, cited by Al Arabiya and British media, have made it clear Newcastle are not keen on selling Isak right now. He's a cornerstone of their long-term sporting project, and letting him go could seriously disrupt Eddie Howe's plans for the 2025-26 season. The potential impact of losing Isak goes beyond just footballing matters. At 25 years old, the Swedish forward has become a symbol of Newcastle's new era. His signing, one of the most expensive in club history, marked a major milestone in the team's rebuild under new ownership. More importantly, he's delivered. He's scored decisive goals, shown consistency, and adapted brilliantly to Premier League football. Losing a player of his caliber, right in his prime, would be a major blow, not just technically but emotionally, for a fan base that has begun to dream bigger. If you're a true Magpies fan, you know how rare it is to have a number 9 with this much quality and potential. So go ahead and tell us in the comments, would you sell Isak for £120 million? Or do you believe his value on the pitch is worth even more than any fee? Your opinion matters and it helps grow this community. And if you want to catch our next videos early, don't forget to tap the bell icon and get notified as soon as we publish. To sum it up, Alexander Isak's future remains uncertain, but for now, the signs point towards him staying, unless an absolutely irresistible offer lands on the table. Newcastle are standing firm, trusting their project, their relationship with the player and Eddie Howe's vision. Liverpool, meanwhile, seem likely to turn their focus elsewhere. Still, the transfer window is far from over, and if there's one thing we know about Teesside, it's that the calm often comes before the storm.